The time is nigh, folks. It is time for another sketchbook tour. This one is a doodle sketchbook. I keep two sketchbooks in case anyone doesn't know. One for doodles and one for finished pieces, and this is my doodle sketchbook. I believe I finished this up in December. It could have been November too, I don't remember. I'll check the date on the inside. But anyways, welcome back to my channel, everyone. This is Mizuki Arts. It's time for another sketchbook tour at last. Just to give you a look at the cover here, because I know my tripod thing is a little close, so I'm going to be taking my phone out of its little holder periodically to show you. This is a sticker that my English teacher gave me during my last year of high school, because I said I wanted a good job sticker, and she was like, this is all I have, and I'm like, that's good enough. And I put Calico Critter packaging all over it. I have stickers that I collected. Here's a little spot where I was experimenting with like gouache and Mod Podge to see if they could seal, or if Mod Podge could seal gouache. It cannot, evidently, which is why it's all smudgy. And there's doodles of my first guinea pig. I miss her so much. A character I had in like middle school, and that's about it. I'm just covering it up because this is my like full name over here. But I finished this sketchbook in November. More doodles of my guinea pigs. This one's Millie. This one's Piggy. Another Piggy. This one's Myrtle. This I think is Millie, and that one I think is also Myrtle. More pigs. More pigs, some studies of legs and people, more pigs. I've got tons of scrap paper that I kept in here for various projects. And here's a look at the first page. I drew mermaids. I have real flowers taped in, faces, more mermaids, this random little hand. More pressed flowers and some stickers. Next page, we've got like a superhero concept, a couple different ways her hood could have fit. I think I settled on this one because this one's kind of uggo. We got a weird little profile here, like a slice into some kind of mushroom biome. A couple weird little poses and more mushrooms. Here we've got like wing studies. I wanted to show like wings at different angles so you can kind of see like it turning as it's going through motion, which I thought was pretty cool. And then I drew like a little angel character. I still really like this face. I like these houses. I like stacking up buildings like this. It's just kind of fun. There's like a Chibi Moon in her evil version. I can't remember what it's called. And then we've got some more characters. There's a guy surfing because I realized I'd never drawn a guy surfing before. Flowers. You know, I like to draw like a variety of things in my sketchbooks. I'm not so good about that anymore, but when I'm feeling like really creative, I have pretty good sketchbook habits. Lately, I feel like I've been kind of drawing and redrawing the same things, so I'm gonna try to break out of that soon. Nothing too interesting to say about this one. Just some faces, strange, weird tower thing, cute little wand, girl sitting under a tree. That's kind of it. I kind of like this page. We've got a mermaid whose face I clearly messed up. We've got a thank you doodle for, looks like Taz120 on Ko-fi. We've got this head that I watercolored in. I actually really like this technique. I might try it again. And I'm still really proud of these. This is still like some of the my favorite faces I've drawn. Like I don't draw like dudes all that often, especially like older dudes. So this was like really good practice for me. And for some reason he reminds me of like old mob movies. I don't know why. I'm just really proud of like the shadow play on all these faces and stuff, and I like this one too because it's really high contrast, and then there's like the little bits of color in her face. It's nice. It's nice. Clearly the theme for this page was red. I did lots of different poses, guinea pigs, a couple different body types, a Ahsoka doodle. I can never draw her correctly, by the way. I think this is my OC Alex. You guys don't know about her, and I don't know what these powers are. She definitely doesn't have that. But there she is. There's some plants and some faces and stuff. These are just some doodles I did at my job as visual development for my picture book that I'm working on. See, there's like cupcakes and teapots and tables, and this one's just a random girl face, and apparently I forgot to record the verse. That's very sad. I was like, what, 4 days into the sketchbook? More visual development for my picture book project. As you can see, this is where I figured out some names. For Mrs. and Mr. Mouse, by the way, their names are Amelia and Octavius Mouse. I love them so much. As you can see, some of this I really wasn't happy with, so I just full-on crossed it out. I was like, this is a bad idea. I had an idea for my rabbit character in my little book, where he's kind of like half stuffed animal, half actual rabbit, but clearly I didn't look at references because he looks so bad in this particular sketch. I went with something much more similar to this. It's so off. More red doodles. I actually kind of like this one, even though her anatomy is like pretty bad, just because I don't really work with environments a lot, and you can probably tell because the perspective is off. Words. The name of the game here was Pink. This is an OC, I guess. I can't remember what it's called. The species that Ahsoka is, like Star Wars character. I can't remember. I'm blanking. I know the name. I love Ahsoka so much. I remember the name of what she is. I can't think of it. Anyways. I skipped over the last page because it was a house, the map of a house that I spent several years in as a child, so I just thought for privacy's sake I would skip that. And here's some pose practice, some faces. This all looks like kind of an art blocky rough drawing day to me, but at least I was drawing. Here's another rough drawing day, and I'm gonna skip over the next page because it's visual development for my picture book, and it's like storyboards, and I really don't feel like showing off the storyboards yet. That's all paid content, folks. That is all on my Ko-fi page, but not going up on YouTube. By the way, I do full sketchbook dumps on my Ko-fi. Like every month I go over all of the sketches and doodles that I do in my messy sketchbooks, and they're all up there. I believe these were doodles that I did in my art class. During the time when I was filling out this sketchbook, I was in a drawing class in high school, and the teacher wasn't present for most of the time, so that left me a lot of time to doodle because she wasn't there, so she wasn't supervising and she wasn't assigning work, so it was like a lot of free time. These look like more faces from my drawing class, and some of them I like, some of them I don't. I actually really like that one. I don't like that one as much. This is a superhero OC I've been working on. She's got Christmas tree hair. I love her. Clearly I didn't like how this sketch was going, so I just, you know, covered it in what looks like a white Sharpie type deal. This page is pretty boring. This is the plan to add a second floor to my guinea pig's cage. They have the second floor now, so it didn't go to waste. This page is pretty boring too. Nothing too much to say about it. More doodles. Indestructible, my OC again. There she is. Wow, some of these pages are pretty boring. This one's pretty dull too. I remember going through a slow stretch here. And then here was just more practice. I did hands, I did faces. Some of them look better than others. Not naming names though. I like that I tried to add in color because that's really important to me. Just some practice, more faces and poses. I think these were again for that drawing class where the teacher just, you know, wasn't there and wasn't assigning anything. Like it was like a sub like 80% of the time. So I practiced and that was a good time. More practices. This page I never finished, so there's just, you know, doodles. And on this page we've got guinea pigs. There's a very stretched one. Some blobby ones. Oh my gosh. My doodles from this time like crack me up. I don't know why, but I really like this guy's face. He's kind of unique. And then we've got hands and faces again. This was for a project for one of my classes where we had to make up a brand. I chose to make up a soda brand named Sizzle. I kind of hate how I drew this bottle. It looks bad. It looks really bad. These are sketches from like my notebooks from school. So we have like poses and stuff. And we have guinea pigs because I draw a lot of those. And we have random little things like faces and profiles and parts of a room and whatnot. Overall, I don't like this page, but I still think about this doodle sometimes. I might have to use like this pose or something in one of my paintings because this occupies my brain rent-free. Random doodles. I drew feet so that I could be okay at drawing feet, but not so good at drawing feet that people start to get suspicious or anything. Poses and whatnot. This is random, but I used to have this character in like the 7th grade named Moses, and he was a little black cat, and I want to make a picture book of him so bad because I started doodling him and I used the lines to like communicate his emotion. So like he's all chaotic and angry here. He's like afraid and stuff. And here he is, he's in shock. And there's guinea pigs, houses, all kinds of random stuff. I don't know if she's licensed, but look at her go. She's got a set of wheels. He's got bars, apparently. I think I was gonna give him weights, but I got lazy. And there's another guinea pig. There is Indestructigirl being heroic, and carrying all her groceries at once, so she doesn't have to make multiple trips out to the car. There's some faces. That's kind of it for this page. It's another unfinished one. There's a thank you doodle for Ashley. There's faces and guinea pigs. And he has a really weird face. I don't like that. That one's weird too. I mean, this one's weird, but that's like my style weird. These are just weird. Poses, hands, faces. I hate this one. These were prep work for a commission. They're all so cute. You go to your kitchen at 3 a.m. and there's a guinea pig and Uncle Sam's hat asking you if you've had an original thought today. I don't know what I was thinking. Clearly not much because this page is mostly empty. More thumbnails for that commission. We ended up going with this. It's pretty cute. There's the thumbnail for my Draw This in Your Style redraw video that I did like many months ago. And there's some more doodles. I like that one a lot. I also like this one. It's kind of interesting. I don't know why. Okay, I thought this video was going to be easy, but I don't think we're even like a third of the way through. So I'm going to speed things up a little bit. All right, we got hands, faces, you know, all that fun. This is a cowgirl, a literal cowgirl, mecha angel. This was for a little tutorial that I put up on my Instagram. We got some fun character drawings, like poses or whatever. That's kind of it. These are doodles from one of my Sketch With Me videos. Here's the other side of the spread. These are more little doodles from my school sketchbook. Nothing too interesting about them. Pretty bad ones here. I think this sheet was from work doodles, and then these were just from my school notebook. I don't remember though, because this could have been the backside of like a school paper or something. I don't know. This was a thank you doodle for Michelle Kelly. Just some little fun stuff. I like this one. It's using alcohol markers to add a little bit of color to my doodles. Pretty fun. In case you can't tell, I've really got into like sketchbooking over the summer, which is why a lot of these have a little bit of color to them. These kind of have a graphic or pop art look. I pretty much still like them. You know, they're pretty cool. This one didn't turn out all that great. I'm still showing it to you guys though, which is fine, I guess. I skipped over a whole bunch of like personal projects. And there's a dude, there's Amelia and Octavia's mouse, there's Reepicheep from Chronicles of Narnia. I drew him in the style of, you know, Mr. and Mrs. Mouse. There's a random face, and there's another one. And here's some more practice pages. Like, we got legs, we got poses, arms, this cute little face. Here I was using acrylic paint in my sketchbook. I used it to block things out for this pose. We got some faces and hands. Overall, a pretty incomplete page, but you know. Here are some like pencil figure studies. You probably can't see them super great because they're all over the place. These were timed. If you look on YouTube, there's like videos for timed figure studies where they'll show you a photo for like a certain amount of time and you sketch it and then the photo changes. So yeah, I was watching one of those, and I think these types of things help me improve quite a bit. I did lots more. They're not super interesting, so I apologize. I made this funky little tea-stained map for a little personal story I have sitting in my brain. Here are some doodles with marker added in. I think I did these at the beach. So that's pretty cool, and I used gel pen to like spruce them up a little bit and make them a little more visually interesting, so they were fun. It's kind of sparkly, it's not catching on camera though. Timed figure studies. This one I gave a little extra time and love to like show the planes and stuff for the shadows. Here's Ahsoka and a random face. Another random page with random stuff. More doodles. Here's a girl in a hoodie. I thought it would just be cool if there were some plants growing off her, so I added plants. And this girl has like pearlescent watercolor on her, I think. It might be glitter watercolor, I don't remember. There's just a girl with a flower crown and a cute little cottage. This page was a mermaid doodle, but also planning for a YouTube video. I think I was turning like spooky plants into spooky fairies, so and that was a pretty fun video to make. Here's another page of planning. There's my poison ivy fairy. I ended up going with something pretty similar, and there's some OC doodles and a smiley apparently. More planning, and there's a cute little face. I kind of want to do another Plants as Fairies video, especially with spring coming, so I might use something like this, similar, for another plant. We'll see what happens. Faces, faces, faces. Some of them are good, some of them are not. Faces with other media mixed in, like, you know, it's actually, I think, glitter. Yeah, glitter. And I think that's acrylic paint too, so. And guinea pigs. There's some Applewhite fan art, because Ever After High was my childhood. And just random faces and stuff. I do not condone smoking, by the way. Like I mentioned earlier, I don't work with environments a lot, so this was really good practice. And yeah, there's some funky little doodles. This looks like art block to me, because it's just such an amalgamation of nonsense. Faces, faces, faces. I can remember when I drew this, I wanted to write control, like going all the way down, but I got lazy, and I didn't want to, so this is what we have. There are definitely some like strange stylistic experiments in here, and this is one of them for sure. And lots of just random doodles. And of course, guinea pigs. Always guinea pigs. There will always be guinea pigs in my sketchbooks. Just love them. especially Piggy, which is the one that I keep drawing here with the little dark face. She's so cute. There's a little Gojo Satoru. Been a while since I drew him. And then some Mr. and Mrs. Mouse. Some more faces. Just, you know, lots of practice, lots of warm-ups, that kind of thing. I'm just covering this up because there's notes from my high school notebook. So it's not really that interesting anyways, but they're like, this page has like studies and stuff on it. Lots of fun stuff. I remember having fun drawing this stuff in class. And plot twist, I draw a lot, so there's stuff on the actual page and then there's more glued in. So more school doodles. I drew a lot in class. A lot. I'm really glad my teachers were okay with it because it really made class like pretty fun. I mean, I hated school, but getting to do all this is pretty cool. For some reason, I really like this sketch. I don't know why. And then there's like, you know, little faces. Those were fun too. And here's some little environments. Some character concept art, and I'm covering up some notes. More random doodles. Here I wanted to see if I could stylize a guinea pig to kind of look like it was like living a like 100 acres wood type of lifestyle. So that's pretty cute. I kind of want to expand on that idea because guinea pigs are the best, honestly, so you know. And then on this page I was just doodling, just passing time in the void apparently. I think I was waiting around at my college, probably for my first day of classes, just looking at the date. Yeah. Clearly a little annoyed still at high school and how much time I spent in high school, so you took my youth apparently. Just some more doodles, nothing too serious in this sketchbook. That's kind of what this one was for. It really was for me to just dump whatever. So I drew my guinea pigs. It looks like there's a piggy, my first guinea pig. There's a Millie. That one might be Myrtle. I think so. It's kind of hard to tell because Millie and Myrtle are very similar in color, but you know, there's slight differences, of course, and obviously I'm working with one color of pen, so I don't know. I knew what I was doing at the time, clearly, because I didn't draw them at all the same. I'm pretty sure this one's Myrtle. And then I drew this random girl, and an eye, and lots of lights. Nothing too interesting here, except a map of Paul's third journey to Rome. So for context, my college library gets rid of old books, like all libraries do, and they set them out on these carts in front of the library, and with like signs that say free or whatever, and they're usually pretty beat up. And this one was from a Bible dictionary that was just falling apart, and I thought it would be pretty cool to glue this map in my sketchbook. And I'm a huge nerd for that kind of stuff, like Bible or biblical history, so this is kind of cool to have in my sketchbook. I can't believe I went on about that for 48 seconds. And then these were some sketches for a series of illustrations that I did around the theme of like cake. I did very, very dark backgrounds for all 3 of them, and then very, very like pastel colors on the melty or frosting parts. It was actually a pretty fun series, but I'm not too happy with the results or anything. They never got made into prints. They weren't like super special or anything. I had some oil pastels that were in an old art kit from when I was a little kid, and I decided to finally use them because I wasn't allowed to when I was little. And these are just as messy as my mom said they are. I hate using them. They're like that horrible crayon texture, but like multiplied by 1,000. So yeah, I didn't use them very much after this. It was fun to like scrape away the pastel and get like etching, that kind of effect, you know, so that was fun. This is where my brain turns to spooky season mush. I made it until September 4th, record time, I guess. There's some doodles of Mr. and Mrs. Mouse, my picture book characters. They're just so cute. And then some little veggies, eyes, hands and stuff. A thank you doodle for Alicia Yellow Lodge on Ko-fi. And here's a log of calico critters that I had. I think it's only part of the log. Oh, the whole thing. For their little blind bag series. It's kind of cute, so I just wanted to glue this in there instead of throwing it away. This page was kind of fun. Lots of doodles, little recycled bits and pieces. So that was kind of a fun page. Notes for YouTube, things like that. Another page full of doodles. I have a castle, flowers, clouds, hands, everything. Kind of like that weird apron with pockets or whatever it is. I don't know what it is. I don't know. And as you can see, sometimes I use this as like a diary. I very much was not against writing in my sketchbook. And there are literal notes in here, and I cover them up, but you know, they're still there. There's stamps and recycled bits and pieces from doodles, YouTube notes and sketches. I mean, I really go to town in these things. Here's some funky little studies. I'm actually pretty happy with these hands. They're kind of weirdly satisfying. And here's one I clearly wasn't so happy with because I covered it up. These are really weird. Sometimes I do really exaggerated studies, and I learn a lot from them just because they're so exaggerated. Like, I really emphasize to myself, like, the way things lay, to the point that it's, you know, kind of unrealistic, but it helps. And there's just some cute faces. You're gonna see a lot of guinea pigs in the rest of this. I probably said that already, but they're just everywhere. I love them. And then there's like little doodles that I taped in, and some faces, of course, because why not? Sometimes you guys might notice that I skip over pages, and that's just because they're like boring. Here we just have like some weird studies, and more doodles, because that's what I do. More studies. I actually did these in class, I think. Like in one of my regular non-drawing classes. So they weren't referenced or anything, and it definitely shows, so they were kind of fun. I remember having fun making really loose sketches. I'm going to try to speed things up a little bit again, just because not everything's interesting and we have a long way to go. There's some really old Timothy Hay taped in my sketchbook. You're gonna see a lot of weird stuff taped in my sketchbooks. Look, don't question it too much, okay? There's literally nothing else about this page, so that's interesting at least, so you know. This is another random doodle page. I kind of like this girl's hair. It's like so weirdly 80s for some reason. We got eyes and Yuji from Jujutsu Kaisen. Sometimes when I mess up doodles, I just cover it up So he looked kind of weirdly horse-faced. I don't know, like his face was stretched or something, so I just covered it up. This face I didn't want to render, so I covered it up. You know, you're seeing a pattern here. Clearly on this day I wasn't happy with what I was drawing, but I drew lots of guinea pigs, and that's what's important. And of course lots of little cute girl faces and eyes and stuff. This just looks like I was kind of art blocked. I don't know. I do a lot of pen sketches in my sketchbooks too, especially when I'm lazy. So there's lots of like very strange looking stretched faces, because that's obviously my default, and pen is definitely something that I like to doodle with, so there's lots of that. I actually kind of like this face, but really none of the others look appealing to me. Like, they don't look right. I don't know. That's all I have to say about this page. I like the little hatching in the background for this, but this is definitely something that I've like drawn 1,000,000,001 times, so it's not that interesting, honestly. I drew this after I finished all my work in one of my classes. It's just a bunch of girls from Pinterest. And I think this one was straight out of my head because it just looks like something I default to, but these were very much like, I found some pictures of girls in fluffy dresses and decided to run with it, so. I don't draw environments a lot. I try to doodle some in my sketchbooks, but for this one I decided to do a full page like lagoon cave type situation. So we've got like hanging vines and moss and stuff, and then like a fading cave. It really, I was so lazy with that. I could have actually made this cool, but I decided not to, apparently. And these are from a Halloween sketch with me. Nothing much to say about them, except it's dollar store paint. There's some more of those. Kind of cute, kind of wonky. I don't know. There's literally nothing else about this page that I like, except this one doodle, because I like using random types of paper in my like messy concepting sketchbook, and this one I just taped in. It's from a Dollar Tree paper bag, probably from the same trip that I got the paints in. Yeah. This is a sketch of a ballerina with birds for a head. That's normal. Here's where I realized I don't know how to draw birds. I still don't know how to draw birds. That's all you need to know. Here's a just messy page. It looks like I was planning to do some thumbnails. I clearly didn't. I think I was struggling again. I was probably really busy with schoolwork, so it's like, what's the point? They'll never get turned into paintings. So there's a fairy, or an elf girl, I guess, and just more girl faces. Looks like I was really into drawing like elf ears at this point, so they're everywhere. I saved a little cutout from something my grandma gave me from before. I don't know what it was. I think it was like a gift card wrapper or whatever, but I wanted to save her handwriting. And there's some faces and stuff. Yeah. Also, there's one random punching hand. Yeah, kind of proud of how I shaded that though. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I was watching Hocus Pocus while drawing this. Like 80% certain. I don't know. I was just really in like the Halloween spirit, so to speak. Here's the concept for my Spooky Fairy Tales video for the 12 brothers. Stuck pretty true to this. And then I just did some doodles. I actually really like how this one looks. I don't know, she just looks like a fairy tale, like warrior princess kind of character. Yeah, I was kind of struggling at this point. More spooky Halloween nonsense. We love a good full page colored doodle. This one actually kind of got turned into a painting almost, and then these are just more sketchy doodles. I kind of want to do something like this too, but it's like too similar to that in terms of the makeup. Maybe with the expression, I don't know. I just kind of like the way I drew her teeth. I normally don't put a lot of detail into that, so it was kind of fun. Maybe this was when I was watching Hocus Pocus, or maybe I like bounced around between pages. I don't know. But I drew the sisters, sort of. These two look the most like their characters. She doesn't look anything like her. She kind of looks like she's inspired by the sister. I don't remember their names. And then there's some hands with long nails, of course, and some funky looking bottles and some faces, because that's what I do. For some reason, she kind of reminds me of Gwen Stacy, like Spider-Gwen, or I guess that's Gwen Stacy from the Spider-Man universe. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know why. She just looks like side character energy. I don't know. And she kind of looks like a cool, I don't know, RPG character. And then we have some random doodles. I think I was covering up the bleed from the last page, which is why I didn't work on this. And honestly, some days I just don't feel like working on sketchbook paper, so you'll see a lot of stuff like taped and glued in here. There's a doodle of my OCs that sadly got a bleed on the back. I was stupid. And there's one character, and then there's me just reminding myself for the future how much finals suck. This page is pretty boring, so here's just a look over it. Here's some funky looking faces and a random concept I had for an illustration. I don't know when I'll use this. Yeah. And then some random doodles. For this, I was experimenting with layering graphite like repeatedly. And then there's a face. Here's a page that I literally taped in. It's just a crumpled piece of paper. Some doodles. I like that arm, even though it's kind of weird. And then I literally glued in the packaging from my favorite type of ramen. I know it's not technically ramen, it says it's yakisoba, but you know. And then here's a cute fairy. She looks actually really nice. I kind of want to paint her. And let's see. Ooh, another Mountain Dew label. Wow, I really liked the watermelon one. Wonder if there's anything good under here. It's okay, just fine. More doodles. Practice. And here's a mermaid. She's really cute. I like to glue stuff in, clearly. So yeah, lots of weird concepts, and of course candy wrappers. More weird sketches. Yeah, I needed to practice for my self-portrait for my drawing class. It looks horrible. As you can see, I thought so at the time too. I was like, I do not look like this. I'm like, yeah, pretty much. Or maybe I'm just offended by my own drawing. I don't know. There's Jinx, my character. So, you know. And yeah, she's dressed as the Jinx from Arcane. My Jinx is like a demon elf character, but the Jinx from Arcane obviously isn't. So I just kind of like gave her the Arcane clothes. I thought it was funny. Yeah, I don't know. And then here's some colored pencil doodles. This guy looks so weird. I hate him so much. He looks so bad. This one's okay. This one's just okay. Nothing to write home about. Some hands. And then Ahsoka. These are the last few pages. I like this one. This one's okay too. And Sabine. I love Sabine. She's great. I was studying my hands. I needed to practice drawing feet, so I drew a foot. And then some more studies and some more random fun doodles. This was the concept for my full drawing process video, like my creative process. And that brings us to the end of the the tour of my old sketchy sketchbook. Yeah, I have a new one right now, and I'll do a tour of that one eventually. But right now, if you want to see the sketches from that one, they are Ko-fi exclusive. The sketches in this one were also posted to Ko-fi as pictures or like a slideshow. And yeah, if you support me on Ko-fi, you get to see all those. They're kind of sporadically spread throughout my Ko-fi, but you know, if you scroll back, or if you go to any one of those posts and scroll down to the bottom, you can see links to my previous blog posts where you can find links to more of my sketchbook fun. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, let me know. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. And there's a link to my Ko-fi down below if you want to support me. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye! Real quick before I log off, I'd like to say a very special thank you to Ashley. Thank you so much, Ashley, for supporting me on Ko-fi. Your support means the world to me. If anyone else wants to support me on Ko-fi for lots of fun rewards, the link will be in the description box.